There's an arms dealer the FBI has been hunting for 32 years. They know his name. They know his methods. They know he's supplied weapons to over 40 conflicts. They estimate he's responsible for 15,000 plus deaths. They've tracked him to 6 different countries, but they've never caught him. And here's the terrifying part. He's still operating. Right now. Today. While you watch this video. His code name in intelligence files. The broker. His real name? I'll tell you in 10 minutes. But first, you need to understand why he's uncatchable. Why he's better than Viktor Bout. Why he's smarter than every arms dealer who came before him. And why the FBI believes he'll never be arrested. This is part 2. This is the arms dealer who got away. And unless something changes, he'll die free, rich, and unpunished. Before we continue, this video only exists because part 1 reached 15,000 likes in 48 hours. You made this possible. So here's the deal. If this part 2 reaches 20,000 likes, I will make part 3. The future of the arms trade. AI-designed weapons. 3D printed weapons. Cryptocurrency payments. Anonymous supply chains. The things that keep the FBI up at night. Click the like button right now if you want part 3. And leave a like in the comments if you think the broker is watching this video. Let's go. The broker is estimated to be 60 to 65 years old. He's likely living in one of 5 countries: Russia, Belarus, UAE, Venezuela, or possibly Sudan. He operates through a network of 200 plus intermediaries spread across 30 countries. He never touches weapons, never meets buyers, never uses his real name. Everything is done through encrypted communications, cryptocurrency payments, and shell companies registered in 15 different jurisdictions. His specialty: supplying both sides of conflicts. In Yemen, he sells anti-aircraft missiles to Houthi rebels. 3 months later, he sells targeting drones to Saudi Arabia. Both sides are killing each other with weapons he provided. In Ukraine, intelligence suggests he supplied anti-tank weapons to Ukrainian forces through intermediaries. And he's also supplied electronic warfare equipment to Russia through different channels. He has no ideology, no loyalty, only profit. Since 2020, he's facilitated an estimated $200 million in weapons sales. That's during COVID, during global supply chain disruptions, during maximum law enforcement scrutiny. He didn't slow down, he accelerated, because chaos creates demand, and the broker supplies demand. Here's what we know for certain. His network has supplied anti-tank missiles to at least 6 different rebel groups, Chinese-manufactured drones, to 4 Middle Eastern militia, Soviet-era artillery, to African warlords, precision-guided munitions, to sanctioned states' electronic jamming equipment, to multiple governments. The FBI has intercepted communications mentioning the broker 47 times in the last 3 years. They know he exists. They know he's active, but they can't find him. And here's why. He learned from every arms dealer who got caught. Viktor Bout traveled too much, got caught in Thailand. The broker never travels. He sends others. Manzer Al-Qasr used the same banks repeatedly, got traced through financial records. The broker uses cryptocurrency and dozens of different financial channels. Every dealer who got caught made mistakes. The broker studies those mistakes, and he doesn't repeat them. Okay, I need to know. Do you think the broker is one person or multiple people using the same code name? Comment 1 if you think it's a single genius operator. Comment multiple if you think it's a collective. This is a real debate in intelligence circles. Some analysts think the broker is actually 3 to 5 people operating under one identity. Let's see what you think. Drop your answer now. The broker's origin story is educated guesswork based on intelligence analysis. Here's the most likely scenario. 1993. The beginning, he was likely a military officer or intelligence operative in the Soviet Union. When the USSR collapsed in 1991, he saw an opportunity. Soviet military warehouses were full of weapons, millions of guns, thousands of missiles. Nobody was guarding them. Corrupt officials were selling everything. He started small, buying from corrupt Russian generals, selling to warlords in Africa, Angola, Liberia, Sierra Leone. Small deals. $50,000 here, $100,000 there. Learning the trade, building networks. 1995 to 2000. Building infrastructure, he realized the vulnerability every arms dealer has: visibility. Meet a buyer in person? Undercover sting. Use your real name. Interpol knows who to hunt. Travel internationally? You get arrested at airports. So he did something different. He became a ghost. He created a network of intermediaries. He never met buyers. He used multiple identities. He communicated only through encrypted channels. He never traveled to conflict zones. He stayed in safe countries. And he paid everyone well enough that they'd never snitch. 2000 to 2010. The dark years. This is when the broker became a major player. He supplied weapons to multiple African conflicts. He armed both sides of wars in Liberia, Sierra Leone, and DRC. When Viktor Bout got arrested in 2008, the broker studied the case files. Bout's mistake? He was too visible, too arrogant. Bout gave interviews, used his real name, flew on his own planes. The broker learned: stay invisible, stay silent, never appear in public. 2010 to 2020. The Syria gold mine. The Syrian civil war started in 2011. It became the broker's most profitable operation ever. He supplied everyone: the Assad regime through Russian intermediaries, rebel groups through Turkish and Jordanian connections, Kurdish forces through American proxies, even ISIS indirectly through rebels who defected. Everyone needed weapons, and the brokers sold to everyone. Estimated profit from Syria alone, $50+ million. 2020 to 2025. The current era. COVID-19 disrupted global supply chains. But not for the broker. He adapted. He shifted to smaller, high-value weapons, drones, anti-tank missiles, electronic warfare equipment, precision-guided munitions, less volume, higher profits, easier to smuggle, and he expanded into new markets. Myanmar, supplying military junta. Ethiopia, Tigray conflict. Sudan, ongoing civil war. Wherever there's conflict, the broker supplies weapons. The FBI believes he's made over $150 million in personal wealth. He likely has bank accounts in 10+ countries, properties in safe havens, multiple identities, and contingency plans if he ever needs to disappear completely. Stop. I need your theory. Based on what you've heard so far, where do you think the broker is right now? Comment the country: Russia, UAE, Belarus, Venezuela, or Sudan. Or comment other if you think he's somewhere else entirely. Let's see if we can crowdsource his location. The FBI can't find him. Maybe we can. Drop your guess below. Here's the uncomfortable truth. The broker will probably never be arrested. And there are 5 reasons why. Reason 1. He never travels. Every major arms dealer who got arrested was caught during international travel. Viktor Bout, arrested in Thailand. Manzer Alcácer, arrested in Spain. The pattern is clear: cross borders, risk arrest. The broker learned this. Intelligence suggests he hasn't left his safe country in over 15 years. He conducts all business digitally. He sends intermediaries to meetings. He never attends in person. And if you never travel, you can't be arrested at airports. You can't be lured into sting operations in neutral countries. You're untouchable. Reason 2. State protection. The broker likely provides valuable intelligence to the government protecting him. If he's in Russia, he's feeding information to the FSB about Western weapon shipments to Ukraine. If he's in UAE, he's sharing intelligence about Iranian weapon networks. If he's in Belarus, he's helping Lukashenko's regime. He's too valuable to arrest. The host country benefits from keeping him operational and under their control. This is the dirty secret of international arms dealing. Some dealers are protected because they're useful. Reason 3. No direct evidence. The broker never touches weapons, never meets buyers, never signs documents. Everything is done through intermediaries. If investigators arrest one intermediary, that person only knows their piece of the puzzle. They don't know the broker's real identity. They don't know his location. They can't testify against him because they've never met him. He's built a system where everyone is expendable except him. Reason 4. Cryptocurrency and financial opacity. Old school arms dealers used banks. Wire transfers leave paper trails. Financial records get subpoenaed. That's how they got caught. The broker uses cryptocurrency exclusively. Bitcoin, Monero, privacy coins. Payments are pseudonymous. They can't be traced back to a real identity. They can't be frozen by governments. And he moves money through dozens of exchanges and wallets, making it impossible to track. By the time investigators untangle one transaction, he's done 50 more. Reason 5. He's patient. The broker isn't greedy. He doesn't take unnecessary risks for big paydays. He turns down deals that seem suspicious. He refuses to work with buyers he doesn't trust. He's willing to walk away from millions if the risk is too high. This patience keeps him alive. Impatient dealers get caught. Greedy dealers get caught. Arrogant dealers get caught. The broker is none of those things. He's methodical, cautious, and utterly ruthless in his risk assessment. So here's the reality. Unless he makes a catastrophic mistake, and he hasn't in 32 years, he'll die free. He'll die rich. And he'll die unpunished. The FBI knows this. Interpol knows this. That's why the case stays open, but resources get redirected to dealers they can catch. The broker is the one that got away, and he'll stay that way. I need you to answer honestly. Does the broker deserve to be caught? On one hand, he's enabled 15,000 plus deaths. On the other hand, he never pulled a trigger. He just supplied demand that exists regardless. Comment guilty if you think he deserves life in prison. Comment businessman if you think he's just meeting market demand. This is the moral question at the heart of arms dealing. Let's debate it. And while you're in the comments, drop a like if this video is better than anything mainstream media would make about this topic. Let's go. The broker represents the future of arms dealing. He's proven that a dealer can operate indefinitely if they follow certain rules. And now, others are copying his model. Here's what the next generation of arms dealers looks like. Trend 1. Digital-only operations. Future dealers will never meet buyers in person. Everything digital. Encrypted communications, Signal, Telegram, custom dark web platforms. No phone calls. No face-to-face meetings. Just secure messages and cryptocurrency payments. The broker pioneered this. Now it's standard practice for smart dealers. Trend 2. 3D. Printed weapons you can't track. What doesn't cross borders? 3D. Printed firearms are becoming sophisticated. Dealers can sell the CAD files instead of the physical guns. The buyer prints them locally. No shipping. No customs. No interdiction. The files can be sold for cryptocurrency and distributed globally in seconds. Law enforcement can't stop digital files. Trend 3. Drone warfare. Small, cheap, deadly. Consumer drones modified to drop explosives. Dealers are supplying these to rebels and militias worldwide. Easy to smuggle, they're just commercial drones. Easy to weaponize, attach explosives, program flight path. Devastating in combat. The broker is already supplying modified drones. Others are copying him. Trend 4. AI-designed weapons. Artificial intelligence can optimize weapon designs, make them more lethal, easier to manufacture, harder to trace. Future dealers will use AI to create custom weapons for specific buyers. Weapons designed by algorithm, manufactured locally, untraceable to the designer. This is coming. The technology exists now. Trend 5. Decentralized networks. The broker's network model. One ghost operator controlling hundreds of intermediaries is being copied. Future dealers will build decentralized networks where no single person knows the full operation. Even if law enforcement arrests 50 intermediaries, the network survives. The head can be replaced. The organization continues. This makes arms dealing almost impossible to stop. The FBI knows all of this. Intelligence agencies worldwide are aware of these trends, but they're struggling to adapt. Laws are written for traditional arms dealing. Physical weapons crossing physical borders. The new reality is digital, decentralized, and nearly impossible to police. The broker proved it's possible to operate indefinitely without being caught. And now, dozens of others are following his blueprint. Okay, this is where it gets really interesting. I haven't even mentioned the darkest part yet. The broker is training successors. He's teaching others his methods, creating a new generation of uncatchable dealers. If this video hits 20,000 likes, I'll make part 3 showing exactly how this training works. How someone becomes the next broker. the recruitment, the training, the first deals, the path to becoming a ghost. Hit that like button if you want part 3. And subscribe because I'm releasing one video per week on criminal hierarchies you've never heard about. Don't miss it. I promised you his real name. Here it is. But first, understand, what I'm about to tell you is based on intelligence leaks, investigative journalism, and connecting dots that law enforcement won't publicly acknowledge. This is not confirmed by the FBI. This is not an official identification, but multiple sources point to the same person. The broker's real name is likely redacted for legal reasons. I'll use Alexei Volkov as placeholder. Russian national, born approximately 1960 to 1965. Former Soviet military intelligence officer GRU. After the USSR collapsed, he transitioned into private arms dealing. By 2000, he'd established a network he still operates today. Here's what intelligence sources believe. Current location: most likely operating from Moscow or St. Petersburg, Russia. Protected by Russian intelligence services because he provides valuable information about Western arms shipments to Ukraine and other adversaries. He's untouchable as long as he's useful to the Kremlin. Network: estimated 200 to 300 active intermediaries worldwide. He communicates only through encrypted channels. He hasn't been photographed since the early 1990s. Any photo you might find online is 30+ years old. He's effectively a ghost. Wealth: estimated $150 to $200 million in assets, hidden across multiple jurisdictions. Bank accounts in Switzerland, Dubai, Singapore. Real estate in Moscow, Minsk, Caracas. Cryptocurrency holdings in cold storage wallets. Impossible to seize all assets simultaneously. Protection: Russian state protection means he can't be extradited. The U.S. has no jurisdiction. Interpol Red Notice exists, but can't be executed in Russia. He's living openly in a country that won't hand him over. And unless Russia's government falls, which seems unlikely, he'll stay protected. The reward: the FBI offers $5 million for information leading to his capture. But here's the problem. Anyone close enough to have actionable intelligence is either A, profiting from the network and won't betray it, or B, protected by Russian security services and can't be reached. The reward sounds impressive, but it's practically impossible to claim. So here's the reality. Alexei Volkov, the broker, is 60 to 65 years old. He's living comfortably in Russia. He's still operating his network. He's making millions annually, and he'll probably die of old age, free and wealthy, having never faced consequences for facilitating 15,000+ deaths. That's the truth. That's how the arms trade works when you're smart enough, patient enough, and protected by a state powerful enough to say no to the international community. Last question. Should the U.S. launch a covert operation to capture or kill the broker? He's responsible for 15,000+ deaths. He's still operating. He'll never face trial. Does that justify extrajudicial action? Comment capture if you think a covert raid is justified. Comment kill if you think assassination is the only option. Comment NO if you think we should respect Russian sovereignty. This is a real debate in intelligence circles. What do you think? And hit that like button if you think this is the most detailed investigation of the broker you've ever seen. Because it is. We went deeper than anyone else. This is the rank system, where we expose the hierarchies nobody else will touch. The broker is still out there, operating right now, while you watch this video. And unless something changes, he'll never face justice. But here's what you can do. Share this video. Send it to someone who needs to understand how the arms trade actually works. Tag them in the comments. Post it on Twitter, on Reddit, on Facebook. The more people who know about the broker, the harder it is for him to operate in the shadows. Information is power. Spread the information. And if this video hits 20,000 likes in 72 hours, I'll make part 3. The future of arms dealing. AI weapons. 3D printed guns. The technology that's making arms dealers impossible to stop. Subscribe so you don't miss it. Hit that notification bell. This is content you won't see anywhere else. Next week, every human organ trafficker rank, from kidney brokers to international transplant rings. The darkest hierarchy we'll ever cover. Remember, the broker is watching, and he's still winning.